In the beginning of the movie, Noah, a teenage girl, is heartbroken because she has to move with her mother, Rafaela, and her new husband, William. She feels upset because her mother no longer cares about her and she has to leave her boyfriend. But Rafaela insists on moving to William's luxurious house. When they arrive, they are greeted by neatly lined-up servants. Noah is amazed by her grand new room. She also meets Nick, her handsome stepbrother. At first, Noah and Nick hated each other. Noah thought Nick was arrogant and annoying, while Nick saw Noah as a spoiled brat. Noah vented to her best friend Betty about her new house and annoying step-sibling. One evening, William and Rafaela arranged a dinner to bring Noah and Nick closer. Noah discovered that Nick was a talented surfer who kept his talent hidden from his father. She also found out that Nick smoked, something that William strongly disliked. After dinner, Nick had some errands to run while Noah felt bored. William asked Nick to give Noah a ride home since they were heading in the same direction. However, both of them refused. But when their parents insisted on them reconciling, they reluctantly went together. During the journey, Noah and Nick started arguing again. Nick dropped Noah off in the middle of the road. Noah tried to hitch a ride with a man named Mario. As it turned out, Mario knew Nick. When Noah introduced herself as Nick's stepsister, Mario explained that Nick left her because he wanted to go to a party, and perhaps he didn't want Noah to get involved with his social circle. After Noah and Mario went to the party, Noah discovered that Nick was a player who often moved from one woman to another. She felt angry because of how Nick had left her stranded earlier. During their argument, Nick asked Noah to leave the party, but she refused. There, Noah met Jenna, a friendly girl who became her new friend. Jenna invited Noah to have fun at the party together. However, there was a man who tried to force Noah to drink a lot of alcohol. Nick knew that the man often spiked others' drinks, so he protected Noah by confronting and fighting the man. Afterward, Nick helped a drunken Noah get back home and carried her to her bedroom. While Noah was sleeping, she had a dream about her childhood, where she would hide in the closet to witness her mother being abused by a cruel husband. When Noah was sunbathing on the beach, Nick and his friends arrived. Noah tried to stay away from them, but Jenna approached Noah and started talking to him. Even though Noah hated Nick, he couldn't ignore Nick's presence while he was changing his clothes. While at the beach, Noah found out that Nick is into racing. That night, Noah asked Jenna to take her to the racing arena without Nick's knowledge. There, Noah received a message only to find out that her girlfriend had been cheating on her with Betty, her own friend. Noah felt extremely frustrated and angry. In a burst of intense emotions, Noah impulsively kissed a random man as a form of retaliation. But Nick witnessed the incident. After finding out what had happened, Nick approached Noah and kissed her on the lips. Nick then instructed Noah to send a photo of them together to his girlfriend as evidence. After that, Nick told Noah to wait in the car while he went to meet a girl. Feeling bored, Noah moved to the driver's seat, unaware that the car was considered ready for the final race. At that moment, a guy named Ronnie approached and challenged Noah to a race. Unaware that it was the final challenge between Nick and Ronnie, Noah accepted the challenge. On the other hand, Nick was surprised when he found out that the final race had been moved up. He quickly approached Jenna, who was shocked to see someone other than Nick driving the car. After winning the race in the final turn, Noah was shocked to discover that Ronnie had set her up. The final event was supposed to be between Nick and Ronnie, but Nick didn't comply with the rules and had to pay 15,000 euros and hand over his sports car. Noah pleaded with Nick not to give in to Ronnie's demands, but Nick explained that it was a rule that had to be followed. After receiving the money and car keys from Nick, Ronnie told him not to bring his annoying stepsister to their racing arena. Nick got angry because Noah was insulted and immediately punched Ronnie, which led to a brawl between the gangs. Luckily, Nick and Noah managed to escape from there using Leon's car, his girlfriend Jenna's. A few days after the incident, Nick suddenly showed up at home and found Noah lying on the couch watching TV. Nick then explained that he had spent a few days away from home, accompanying his little sister. At that moment, Noah felt guilty for what happened at the racing arena. However, Nick didn't mind it, and the two of them engaged in an intimate moment. Their passionate and intense kiss filled the air. The next day, Noah was surprised by the arrival of her mother, who brought along Dan's. Her mother thought that Noah had been quiet since her breakup with her boyfriend. However, Noah did not welcome Dan's presence, as she still harbored the pain from her betrayal with Betty. At the poolside, Nick was joking around with her friends. Noah approached her to avoid Dan, but he still showed up and apologized to her. However, Noah no longer had feelings for him and chose to get closer to Nick, who was swimming. Suddenly, Nick pulled her into the water. While they shared a secret kiss, they were afraid of being caught by their parents. On the other side, Ronnie was talking with his friends and expressing his malicious intentions towards Nick. Ronnie wanted to take what Nick had, including Noah. He planned to use violence to achieve his goals. He immediately put his plan into action when he saw Nick returning from the restaurant and confronted him. Ronnie threatened Nick that if he didn't hand over Noah, she would suffer. Frustrated, Nick tried to fight back against them. That night, Nick came home with a bruised face. Noah immediately took care of him and asked what had happened. Nick said that Ronnie had been threatening him and warned Noah not to go alone. In that intimate atmosphere, Noah and Nick started kissing each other. The next day, Noah received a threatening letter. It was disguised as a school letter, but it turned out that the sender was Jonas, Noah's father, who harbored deep resentment towards them. A few moments later, Nick asked Noah to accompany him to a free fighting arena where he's going to compete. Noah feels worried and tries hard to stop Nick, but unfortunately, Nick doesn't listen to her plea and decides to proceed with the match. Finally, Noah decides to leave the place while Nick is still fighting. At that moment, Mario tries to convince Noah to stay and even attempts to kiss her. However, Noah, who arrived feeling jealous, pushes Mario, causing him to fall. Seeing Nick's angry reaction, Mario quickly flees from the scene. After that incident, Noah is very angry with Nick for his rude behavior. Noah firmly reminds Nick that his aggressive attitude reminds her of her biological father, who always treated her mother violently. Afterward, Noah leaves with her other friends. After that, Noah and Nick become distant and avoid each other when they meet. But then William informs Nick that Jonas has just been released from prison. William asks Nick to always be near Noah because Jonas is extremely angry with her. The anger started after Noah testified in court, revealing the crimes committed by Jonas, which ultimately led to his imprisonment. Noah feels very scared of her father because she was once stabbed by him with a knife. At a party, Jonas manages to find Noah amidst the crowd. In a desperate situation, Noah is harassed by a girl who has feelings for Nick and is locked inside a closet. Noah is reminded of her childhood when she used to hide from her father. She screams for help, but unfortunately the people at the party don't pay attention and continue to party without realizing the danger Noah is facing. Luckily, Nick appears and quickly rescues Noah from the closet. Terrified, Noah is brought home by Nick. On the way back, Noah shares stories of her childhood filled with suffering due to Jonas's abusive treatment. Nick feels sympathetic and accompanies Noah all the way to her room. Still feeling scared, Noah asks Nick to stay with her. They sleep together, but nothing else happens. The next evening, Nick couldn't hold back his feelings of love for Noah anymore. He asked Noah to go on a secret date. Noah was hesitant at first, afraid of disrupting their parents' happiness, but eventually he accepted the invitation because he loved Nick too. The two of them went to the beach and spent a romantic night together. They talked about their genuine love for each other and promised to keep their relationship strong. It was a beautiful moment for them, and they enjoyed it until morning came. When Nick left Noah alone in the car and went to the supermarket, Noah was suddenly kidnapped by Ronnie. Nick was shocked to see Noah missing from the car when he returned. Meanwhile, Noah was bound in a room. Nick quickly reported the incident to his parents and the police. With the help of CCTV footage from the supermarket, Nick was able to identify Ronnie as Noah's kidnapper. The police began their investigation to track down Ronnie, but their efforts proved unsuccessful. A little while later, Jonas contacted Rafaela and provoked her by demanding a ransom of €1,000 for Noah's release. The police tried to trace the location of Jonas's phone call, but they were unsuccessful. Jonas instructed Rafaela and William to hand over the ransom money in cash, as per the given instructions. The scene shifts to Rafaela and William, waiting at the designated location for Jonas's arrival. Meanwhile, Jonas monitors their movements through a camera feed. In another location, Nick informs the police that he knows Ronnie's hiding place, and there's a possibility that Jonas might be there as well. As Nick and the police arrived at Ronnie's location, Jonas emerged, accompanied by Noah using Ronnie's car. Jonas threatened Noah to drive the car past Rafaela and William. When the car reached their position, Jonas fired a shot at Rafaela, but luckily, William managed to intercept the bullet. The scene shifts as Noah manages to evade Nick and the police pursuit. They eventually meet at a dock, where Nick catches sight of Noah being held at gunpoint. With an unspoken bond between them, they speed away in the car, seemingly headed for a collision, before executing a successful maneuver. In the nick of time, the police manage to shoot Jonas, neutralizing the threat. Afterward, Noah embraces Rafaela, and she is overjoyed that her daughter is safe. However, Rafaela notices a romantic connection between Noah and Nick. To prevent Noah from feeling disappointed, Rafaela asks William to end their relationship, hoping that Noah and Nick can pursue their own relationship. And so the movie comes to an end.